Call Cartridge World Phillipsburg to save time, money, and the planet.
Hey everybody, I'm Jaime K and welcome to today's episode of Save the Kales. We're doing brunch foods today, one of my favorite meals. We're also taking a trip to a seitan factory, but first we're gonna get started on a delicious Chipotle sweet potato hash, so stay tuned. So today's show is going to be a Mexican brunch themed show, and later on we're going to be making some vegan huevos rancheros. So to go along with that, this is a really simple side dish. It's going to be a sweet potato chipotle hash. So to get started, you want to get some sweet potatoes. You can use one really big sweet potato or two medium-sized sweet potatoes, and just go ahead and grate them. So I have some of that here. So what you're trying for here is about 2 cups of grated sweet potato. And once you have that grated into a bowl, go over your sink. You can do this in paper towels if you want. I'm just going to use my hands. But you want to actually scoop it up and squeeze it out because there's a lot of water in there. And I'm just going to do it over this plate right now to show you what I'm talking about. But it's actually really pretty. It kind of looks like paint. That is all sweet potato water that we don't want. We want to try and keep these little sweet potato shreds as dry as possible. Okay, so once you've squeezed out the water, just go ahead and put it back in a bowl and break it up with your hands. And now we're going to get the chipotle part of this recipe ready. So the dried sweet potato shreds are just going to hang out right here for a minute. And now just get a small bowl. And for hash browns, really all you need is a little bit of olive oil, the potatoes, some salt and pepper. But we want to make these a little spicy, of course, because I love spicy food, so we're going to use chipotle peppers. And how we're going to incorporate them is by using the sauce, the adobo sauce that chipotle peppers come in. And since I didn't just want to throw some big giant slices of hot pepper in here and like really burn somebody's tongue, we're going to use it along with the oil when we fry these. So what you want to start with is 2 tablespoons of olive oil and just put that in a small shallow bowl. We're just going to mix this together. And then when you buy cans of chipotle peppers, they come in this saucy gravy stuff. This is called adobo sauce. So I'm going to use 2 teaspoons of that. Use a little less if you don't like it very spicy. And then, of course, you can leave this step out. You can also add some other spices in here right now if you want to. Okay. Put in a little more. Okay, so I'm going to mix this together, and that's how we're going to get that chipotle flavor. So now that we have this lovely flavored oil, and if you're worried about oil, don't be too worried because each serving is only going to get a little bit of this amount of oil, so it's not too horrible for you. So I'm just going to kind of spread this along the bottom of a big pan, and this is how we're going to lightly pan fry our hash browns. Once you have the bottom of your pan coated in that chipotle oil, you're going to take some of your shreds and just make little kind of patties with them. And you don't want to make them too tall. You want to try and keep them under about 1/2 inch thick. Otherwise, it's going to be really hard to cook them in the middle. So it's almost kind of like making pancakes. So make them as big or as small as you want. I have enough room for about 4 right now, and just kind of pat them down. Okay, and again, just make sure they're not too tall or they're going to be really hard to cook in the middle. And now just a little bit of salt and pepper over the top, and we're going to take this to the stove and let the bottoms get brown, and then flip them. And once they're cooked all the way through, that's it, we're all set. Okay, there's the last of our sweet potato chipotle hash browns. And you know, you can add more potato to this mix if you want. You can clearly make as many or as little as you need to. And if you want to keep these warm while you're waiting for some other food to get finished, just put them in an oven that's set at about 200 degrees on a low heat, and that'll help keep them warm. So I'm just chopping up a little bit of fresh cilantro to garnish the top so they look a little nicer. There we go. Our Chipotle sweet potato hash browns are finished, and these are gonna go so well with those vegan huevos rancheros that we're gonna make as soon as we get back from the seitan factory near Philadelphia, Pennsylvania.